Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Luke, and you're watching Luke the Gathering. Thanks for checking out the channel once again, and I'm back. Last week, I was at a job. It happens Friday, sometimes Friday nights. We gotta work, and that was really unfortunate because I missed Friday Night Magic, and I hate missing Friday Night Magic. It's the worst. So I was super excited to be able to rejoin Friday Night Magic tonight, and I just got back. Great tournament, great turnout. I went 2-1, and the one game I lost, it was so close. But yeah, great deck from him, and I think my deck was pretty good too. But yeah, wacky game. Actually, in that second game, that second round, what happened was I had won the first game, and the second game we both mulliganed down to five. But my hand, I had a one lander all three times I mulliganed. I had one land, and I didn't want to go down to four, so I kept it. But I lost that game. Uh, and then the final game, it came down to one card that he played, and basically it was the card. It's like something about giving a royal token. It's a green, I think an instant, where I was about to take his creature with the apple, Ariet's apple, and then he gave it hexproof in response, and that was it. That was the game. Um, you know, that's definitely something that can happen, giving something hexproof. But man, that was a close one. He had to have that card in his hand. It's an uncommon card, and so it's not something that I expected. Otherwise, that game would have been over right then, right there. But the other two games I won pretty handily, and so I thought my deck was good. Just got beat by that really close game. I really think it could have gone to anybody, but hats off to my opponent, Matt. Really great matches there. I'm going to share with you the deck that I created. It's a Mardu deck. So 3 colors, red, black, and white. And there's a very specific reason. It was actually going to be Rakdos, so red and black. White came in very specifically for one reason, and that reason then became two, and then maybe like two and a half. So let's check out the deck right now. All right, well, first of all, we have Evolving Wilds, and I don't like putting Evolving Wilds in my decks, but I felt like I had to this time because I was playing 3 colors, and I did have some color fixing. I had treasures to help, but the Evolving Wilds was something if I had it on the first turn, or if I really needed a color from the 3 in my deck, this would help. And it actually did a nice job of helping me get fixed. It's always a pretty decent fixer, no matter what. It's not the fastest card ever, obviously, but in a pinch, it has to do. And I talked about Ariet's Tempting Apple. This card actually won me a game in one of the rounds, but again, it did get stopped. And so, because of that, I lost the game. But it has a great effect. It can gain control of a target creature, and then it sits around as a food to either gain life. You can sacrifice to make an opponent lose life. And the guy was at 4 life, guys. 4 life. And this would have done 3. I had no way of dealing 1 more damage. I didn't have Flick a Coin. I didn't have any of those cards. So I was sad about that. In fact, I never saw a Flick a Coin card go by. That was really weird in the draft today. Sugar Rush, I just like this. It's just a card I like. I like getting the +3. I like drawing a card. My opponent was saying getting the Minecart Devil or whatever that one, the 4/2 with an adventure, giving it +2/+1 or something like that. I didn't have that card, so this card I think I like. Stingblade Assassin actually never came up. This is mainly for decks like big green decks. If I had to face big green decks, I also wanted something that I had in the air, but it never really had to come up, which was actually pretty cool. But it's great if you can do a little damage to something big, and then this flashes in and kind of deals the last bit of damage to kill it. Not Dead After All is one of my favorite little instant cards, personal favorite, especially if you have nice creatures that you want to come back over and over. This works great with like Golgari, especially if you let like that big 6/6 Trampler gaining 3 life when it ETPs. This is an amazing card for that. But it worked well in my deck as well. Taken by Nightmares. It's not a card I usually get because it's an uncommon exile card, so it's a removal. It just exiles straight up. You don't need it. It's not like doesn't depend on mana value or power or toughness or anything. Really cool. And if you own an enchantment, you get a scry 2 as well on top of that. Cut In, also a great removal card. Deals 4 damage, kills so many things, and then it gives you an aura. So that's great. Red Cap Thief was really good for me. Just 2/3 is a pretty good stat line for a body. And you make a treasure token. And that treasure token is great when you're playing 3 colors. Sometimes you really depend on that treasure. Witch's Mark, I like this card a lot as well. You make a Wicked roll, and you can actually discard it to draw 2. So you can cycle through your deck with this. Yep. Monstrosity, I just like this. It gives you food tokens, which is sweet. It's a 3/1, so if they don't block it early, it actually does quite a bit of damage. And it was cool because I got 2 of them. Then we also got a Conceited Witch. Just a pretty good card. 1 for the adventure, gets a Wicked token, I like that. And then it has Menace in 2/3, so becomes... This is kind of a pain sometimes to deal with as well. Grabby Giant, really great as well. Creating a treasure token is really good, especially since, again, like I said, I have splashing. It has reach, which is cool. And it also has this, little ability where you can sacrifice an artifact or land to draw a card. And I've actually, not today, but I've actually used this quite a bit in some of the games I've played on Arena. Scream Puff is just a beater, 4/5, Death Toucher, great card. Just solid. Nothing crazy, dies to removal and all sorts of things, but also beats things that are bigger than it because of the Death Touch. This is a card I sideboarded in. I had a card, it was the white-black adventure card where, like, if you pay, you can make everything -1/-1. And I was putting that in because if I was facing rats or things like that, that card would have been really helpful. But I put this in and it was actually much better. It made creatures not be able to block. It has haste and another beater here. So this was actually made a pretty good difference in the deck. Embereth Veteran is cool. It's a 1-drop. You can sacrifice it to make a young hero token. Really cool. If they can't block it, on those first turns, it puts in, you can put in 2, 4, 6 damage even. Ash is a Boros card primarily, and it's the Signpost uncommon. It wants to celebrate, get 2 things into the battlefield at the same time. And then, this thing gets +1/+1 counters. Really great card, because a lot of the cards that I have in this deck come in and just produce 2 things. So, for example, well, not this, but the Two-Headed Hunter, great, because twice the rage is awesome. Gives things double strike. This has Menace. But then here's the Sweet Tooth Witch. When this comes in, it comes in with a food token. That triggers Ash already. I had 2 of these. Imodane's Recruiter. This is like what they call the mythic uncommon of the set. Every time I got this on the table, I didn't lose. This was such a good card. And it makes 2 White Knight creature tokens. And then it also gives like everything +1. When it comes in, it also hastes itself and anything else that turn. So really hard card to beat. I got 2 of them. I was so lucky to get 2 of them. This was actually my pack 2 pick. Pack 1 pick 2. Yeah. And so someone didn't take it. I took it. And I was thinking I was like in black already. But when I picked this up, I was like, I got to find a way to get white in there. And this card, every time it came in, it just did not lose. It's just an incredible card. And so... And I'll tell you, the games I lost, I didn't have this card. So that was sad for me. Anyways, for my troubles, I got actually just 1 pack of not double masters, Commander Masters, Draft Booster. They were like, do you want 3 packs of that, or do you want 1 Draft Booster of Commander Masters? And I went for the Commander Masters. I've gotten a lot of Eldraine already, so we're going to try see what we get in here. Looks like a backwards Z-pack. So we got the Thought Vessel, not a bad foil to get. Oh, Ruby Medallion. Hey, that's not bad. Getting a Ruby Medallion for the troubles today. Talrand, this guy's been reprinted to the ground. And then Rishkar, Thrix, uncommons. Bastion of Remembrance is a really cool uncommon to get. Thran Dynamo. That's also a really cool uncommon. I like that image there. Jade Mage, Rise from the Tides, and anything else really? We got a counterspell. That's fun. And that's about it. But not bad, actually, especially for one draft pack. Getting a Thran in there was cool, but getting the Ruby Medallion, nice pull there. So it was a great time today at Friday Night Magic. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.